Chiefs and NFL. I'm Justin, sitting with Deontay and Josiah. And, man, we got a lot to talk about. Had a crazy draft this weekend.
Oh, yes, we did.
A lot of surprising things happened, which I think the biggest of all we can probably agree was Michael Penix going to the Falcons.
Our reactions, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to see our live reaction to all of the first round, we did a live stream last week. It is on the YouTube channel that you can look at. I'd say link in description, but you're watching this on YouTube, so go find it. So what? Let's see. What all we got going on today, boys?
Let's see. We're gonna hit some draft recap, and we're gonna hit some grades for them. Now these grades, I guess you can say was what I feel, what I think, based off where we got them. So we're just gonna kick it off.
I feel like there's a song in there somewhere. What I feel, what I think.
Yeah, I don't sing, but
what I like, what I see.
After your national anthem singing at the
gosh.
Live draft,
That was so terrible.
You can make the song to that. So.
No, I'm good.
Cool.
I'm good. I think everybody would agree I shouldn't after that. So, all right, sweet.
All right, so let's hit it. So, all right, our number one, our first round pick went to Xavier Worthy. He was round one, pick number 28.
Which he got a tattoo on his forearm for.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he got them round Chiefs. So, I mean, I guess he's got to be a Chiefs forever now.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess if we trade him after week 2, then that sucks. No. So, Xavier Worthy, wide receiver out of Texas. You know, it's kind of funny because if you watch the live draft, you'll see our reaction. We had some little mixed emotions there. Because even the mock drafts we did, everything we've done, we really wasn't taking Xavier Worthy, but
and it's not that he's a bad player.
No, not
it's
that.
not because he's a bad player. It's because I didn't want to trade up to get Xavier Worthy, especially when I feel like there's a potential he falls to us, and other than the speed, the other 3-4 receivers that were there.
Right.
Are people that would fit into our system well.
Yep.
I feel like so.
Now we know that when he did run his 40-yard dash at the combine, it was funny because all over, just media and coverage and stuff, everybody, was talking, oh, the Chiefs are going, he's going to the Chiefs.
Right.
He was their guy. So you got Xavier Worthy. He is 5'11", 165. We understand his weight. We were, worry about, the durability and impact that takes. But Andy Reid did mention about, getting with their, I may have said dietitian or whoever.
Strength coach and
yeah,
stuff.
but they're going to look to throw some pounds on him and hopefully don't lose the speed.
Well, that's what they did with Tyreek Hill, too. Tyreek Hill put on a lot of muscle after he got drafted.
Yep, that's very true.
I feel like he was a little leaner like when he was drafted,
but
yeah.
He's bulked up for sure.
He had to put on some weight. So.
Yep. So the Bills sent the Kansas City Chiefs the number 28th and the number 133rd pick, and the number 248.
Yeah, we swapped 7 rounds as well.
So basically, the Bills got the number 32, we got the 28, and then we gave them our number 25. And then we gave them number 221, which number 95 was going to be our third-round pick. So we moved back and gained a second, fourth round, and lost our third round. That was just the whole thing as well. I get it. It seems not crazy because after we go through the rest of the picks, it was still really well. It was just I think we could have got him at 32, but who knows? Maybe they had a hunch that, hey, 49ers may take this guy. So so that happened. So
they went Ricky Pearsall, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Xavier Worthy was position ranked number 8 overall, 34. We understand he ran a 4.21 40-yard dash, the fastest 40-yard dash. He has impressive bursts. He tracks the ball well. The concern is the play strength concerns, and then thinking too thin for consistently winning contested catches, which we need. So, but there's just a few things. Listen, overall, I'm excited for him, happy for him. I think obviously he's gonna come and elevate. We understand now that you have Worthy and you have Marquise Brown, they're kind of stretching the field because Rashee Rice, who the yak guy, and then Travis Kelce, the same, just how they work the middle and then open up the run game as well. Right. So I think having these speedsters Again, it's going to work well. We're going to use him in an offensive system.
Right. Well, and
So,
our defensive players, I don't know if you kept up on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, but our defensive guys were posting on X saying, Patrick Mahomes, screw it. Hollywood's down there somewhere. Screw it. Worthy's down there somewhere.
Yeah.
So just throw it up. Let them go get it.
Get it. So Justin, what was Xavier Worthy's stats for 2023 in his college season?
Yeah, so looking over here at our stat board, so it looks like so he played 14 games last year, had 75 catches on 119 targets for over 1,000 yards. So, I mean, in 14 games, he did more than what our receivers did last year.
Yeah.
And he didn't have Patrick Mahomes on
Yeah.
team. So,
And the crazy thing is, on the other side of him was A.D. Mitchell.
right.
So, he
Who
played
also
against,
had another 1,000+ yard
yeah.
years. So it shows that I think, I mean, I told everybody, a few weeks ago when we were talking about this season and our expectations. It might have been the first week that I believe Patrick Mahomes is going to have a 5,000-yard, 50-touchdown year.
Right.
And with Worthy,
Bring it
Hollywood, Rice, and Kelsey, who just kind of signed a little dilly boy.
Yep.
I believe it even more now.
Mhm.
Especially we'll get a lot more 20+ yard plays. I feel like not just from the two guys going deep, but then Rice and Kelsey coming from underneath. So
Yep. So yeah, that was huge. And again, he with being a first round pick, he had that 5th-year option. So overall, I gave him a grade B. Just I don't know where you would grade him, and here's why I graded him B. Is we did move up a few spots in round 1. It did take away our third round pick and dropped it to the 4th. So that's why I got a grade B. If we would have, maybe not given up what we, a little bit of what we did,
right.
I think it would have been an A there because, again, his speed, he's going to help stretch the field. He's going to work in our system, our offense. And he was their guy.
Yeah.
He was a guy on the board. That's
right.
why he was still there. They decided to go up a few spots for him. And I'm okay. In the end, I'm okay with it now that happened.
You've had time to decompress.
Oh, yeah. But I got him at a grade B. So
okay, I would agree. I would probably put him anywhere from a C+ to a B, or the draft, not him, but the draft pick I would put between a C+ and a B, because I do feel like giving up that 3rd round pick does affect the rest of the draft, right? Overall, our draft grade we'll probably get to later, but I don't think it affected the overall grade as much as I thought it would have.
Yep. So the next guy that we got on the board, it was round 2, pick number 63, which we did trade. So 49ers sent us their 63, so we moved up one spot, and we got and they sent us their 173.
Okay.
And then we gave them number 64 and number 211. So again, we moved. Even up a few spots there. We're on the other one. We moved back. But that is Kingsley Suamataia. He's an offensive tackle from BYU. He's 6'5", 326. And his position rank was overall 11.
I rank him higher than that.
Yeah. So his position rank was a rank 11, but his overall was 74. And let's see, he had quality. He was quality build with good length. He is a little shorter than most O tackles because a lot of them are ranging 6'6" to 6'8".
Yep.
A few in that 6'9" range. He's a powerful run blocker downhill, which actually I think that may have been. Let me look out here. I think ESPN had him there, but if I'm correct, I think Pro Football Focus actually had Kingsley. Yeah, I think it is. I think Pro Football Focus actually had Kingsley overall was like a low 30 to
upper,
50.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little difference there.
A little discrepancy.
And then I'll get to why that makes sense. But they say he's a powerful run blocker downhill. He does have a little sloppy technique in his hand placement and timing. But that'll be worked out. And Kingsley said, he said on a little media, he said, whoever drafts me, he said, the quarterback will be protected, and I'm your guy for the next 5 to 12 years, is what he put out and said.
Amen.
So I think he's confident and who he is, and I am confident with, offensive line coach. I'm sure was just loving us bolstering the offensive line side. So I think they'll work out some of these some of these things, and I don't know. Be on the lookout because this guy could be the starting left tackle.
Yeah,
so Wanye, be ready.
Well, and you said that the technique with hand placement and timing, he gets to sit next to, my opinion, the best left guard in the league.
Exactly.
And Joe Tooney, who is a veteran, has a lot of years, and that dude knows how to block.
Yeah, and culture is everything.
Culture is everything.
And we got some guys that, Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, Joe Tooney.
Who, I mean, those two of those guys helped Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Raw
this
week.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, even Juwan Taylor, he can teach him how to not jump off sides or hold, you know what I mean? So, anyway, so, Justin, you want to give the stats there?
Yeah, man. Stats for Kingsley, he played 11 games last year. 644 offensive snaps. He did allow 2 sacks, only 5 QB hits, though. So I feel like that's a good number.
Yeah, absolutely.
Over 11 games, that's less than 1 a game. And there were 6 hurries allowed on his quarterback as well. I don't think that necessarily. So when it comes to sacks and QB hits and hurries, not all of it is always on the tackle or on the lineman. It depends on if your guy gets a hand on the quarterback because the other side is forcing the quarterback towards you.
Right.
Like, that's not really shown on stats. So I'm not going to fault him. 2 sacks, I feel like, is really good, especially for college.
Oh, yeah.
For college, 2 sacks is pretty solid. So, yeah, I give it. Did you say your grade?
No, go ahead. You can say your grade first.
I feel like it's an A grade. Maybe because we were able to grab him late in the second round, I might bump it a little higher. I didn't think he was going to fall this far. I thought we, trade up to get him.
Right.
I mean, we talked about Chiefs trading out of 32 down to the upper second round and picking Kingsley there.
Yep.
So I'm good with this pick. I think he's going to be a fantastic guy for the culture. All right, to my Polynesian brothers.
Right. I have him as a grade A+. And because of, again, I think ESPN had, I don't know for their reason, lower. But if I'm correct, before the draft, Pro Football Focus had him around like 30, 31, 32, 33 overall.
Yeah.
So I gave it an A+ because I believe it was a steal of a deal that he fell even as low as he did. And again, we made a move that didn't hurt much. We moved up 1 spot, but we moved up in another round, which is really nice. So I gave him an A+ because I think, again, he's confident, and I think he's going to come in and he's going to compete. With that confidence that he had, I think for sure he's going to push Wanye. And I mean, be on the lookout. Seriously, he could be our starting left tackle.
Yep.
So we'll see. We're excited. So our next pick, which was in round 4.
This one surprised me.
Yeah, number 131. It did surprise me a little bit. Like, I know we who was it? Jatavion Sanders, I think that's the name, the Texas tight end. So, we were talking with some tight ends and things, and I know on a bunch of our mock drafts and things that we didn't take a tight end, thinking because we picked up Irv Smith, but we knew there was still, we like to carry 4 tight ends, so I get it. And so, we end up drafting Jared Wiley, who was the tight end out of TCU. He's 6'6", 249. Position rank had him as 7th. Overall 118. So again, we got him, later. So I think that's really good. He's a high end speed for a tight end. He did have a 4.62 40-yard dash. You're thinking like, well, that's not fast. But for tight ends, it means a little
Kelsey
something.
didn't have a fast 40 either.
No, not at all. They did, grade him a little undersized, being at 249. But he can add a little more weight to his frame. He has reliable hands. Listen, he only had 1 drop in the 2023 season. One drop out of last year.
I love seeing
Yeah,
that.
and and get it. We had trouble in this area last year, so this is nice for improvement. And again, with we did get Irv Smith in the free agency, but he is on the shorter side. So I like this guy Jared Wiley as we're trying to build out that depth there. Now listen, I know a lot of people out there mention and they put the pressure on this man, calling him Baby Kelsey. And I know it's funny, but listen, like you're coming in as a rookie, and this is a Hall of Fame tight end. We know,
Right.
so don't listen, Jared. Don't take that to heart and that pressure you have to live up to. Just be you, fit in, and we're gonna be all right. So, but hey, if you're gonna be Baby Kelsey, I'll take it. We need it for the future. So, Justin, give us his stats for last year, man.
Yeah. So 12 games played last year. So let's see. He had 47 of 65 for catches to targets, 520 yards, which isn't a whole lot, but it's still over 11 yards a catch.
Right.
Which when you're a tight end, generally you're not spreading the field. You're catching balls underneath, so you're averaging a first down every time you catch the ball. That's pretty good. And he had 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
8 touchdowns is huge.
He actually had more touchdowns than Xavier Worthy because Xavier Worthy only had 5 last year. So.
Right. So and Travis Kelce only had 5 all of last season.
Yeah.
So that adds another
red zone
piece.
target.
Red zone, and we
Which
talked
we need,
about
yes.
with receiver. We're like, we
Right.
need that big receiver. Well, you don't need another big receiver when you go out and get a 6'5" tight end.
Yeah. Just look at what Jody Fortune.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
Look
he
at
was. If he
could have stayed healthy.
Yep.
Yep.
But hopefully he has success where he's at now. So.
But yeah, replacing that size in that red zone,
100%.
I think is huge because that's where we and if they last year did play out differently because Bucker had a huge year.
Yep.
And we understand we kicked more. We had a ton of field goals.
Yep.
And we wasn't scoring in the red zone like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
But our defense was able to hold.
Yep.
So again, it's still one of those games, but hopefully we're getting back to getting in the end zone and the red zone.
Yeah.
And so I graded him as a B plus. Again, we got him later than what they had him projected overall. We understand for a lot of players that happens, but I got him at a grade B plus because I think he'll help elevate, and again, this helps build some of our future. I'm excited for it.
I agree with that. That's a good grade.
Yep. So I'm excited for it. So on the next pick, which was a couple picks later, is still in round 4, number 133. We got Jaden Hicks, who's a safety out of Washington State. He's 6'2", 211. So the guy got a little bit of size on him.
I didn't have this guy on my radar.
Yeah. So he was position ranked 4th listen to this, overall 59th. Listen, when you read a lot of his a lot of the RAS stats that he had, understand that he ranked in number 1 and 2 in athleticism in the position.
Yep.
Like he is a very athletic guy, and he has some decent size. He profiles a strong safety who can lock down tight ends and impact the run game. He did not blitz much, but when he did blitz, he did pretty well. He has great athletic ability and shows flexibility for a free safety. And understand, we look at it and say, well, we do have 4 safeties on the board. Where's this guy going to fit in? Listen, they will find somewhere for this guy to fit in in special packages. Listen, and here's the thing. We understand last year, Cook got hurt. There was a few games that Edwards got hurt. So having his depth is huge, and I think they'll find a place. And who knows? Again, within the next year, after this year and next year, there's a lot of these guys who contracts are coming up, expiring. Justin Reed is one of those guys as well. So again, you got some depth with some of these young guys.
Mm-hmm.
With Shamar Connor, Jaden Hicks. I mean Brian Cook.
Yep.
He's still young as well. So it helped build depth. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yep.
So Justin, what were some of his stats for last year?
So 12 games played, 788 snaps. He had 64 tackles, 17 assisted tackles. He did have 14 missed tackles, but there's a lot that could go into that.
Sure, absolutely.
If he's playing underneath, you gotta a running back coming through a hole and he's just bigger than you.
Yep.
But it's I'm not looking at the missed tackles. So between all the tackles, 81 total tackles between tackles and assisted. So
Yep.
guy likes to put his face where the ball is.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Scroll down some. Look at his snaps by alignment. I mean, he played 20 D-line snaps.
Right.
In the slot, 103, corner 9, in the box, 456, deep 200. So again, because of his size, man,
he played closer or more snaps closer to the ball,
right,
closer to the line than he did deep.
Yep.
So that shows, and you know how Dave Merritt loves to put. Dave Merritt and Spagnola love to put defensive backs on the line to rush. So,
and yeah, that's why I'm pretty excited about this pick. Very athletic. He can play a little bit everywhere. And again, I think that's huge, just showing where he had his different snaps, because he can play a little bit of everywhere. And again, his size. And one of the big things that is nice having his size is because of tight ends.
Yep,
being able to hold tight ends. So I kind of think around similar like Justin Simmons over there for Denver. Has that bigger size, can play tight ends. He a little bit of everywhere. So I think this is really good. Again, let's bring a fifth safety to our depth chart.
Yep.
But I think they'll find a way to use him
for sure. And I do believe he had a couple picks last season too.
Yep.
I don't see it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he had 2 picks and 4 passes defensed. Yeah, so I see it here, 2 picks and 4 passes defense last season. So
nice. So I gave him an overall grade of A. I gave him an A because of, man, we got this guy in the 4th round.
Right. When he was supposed to go 2nd round.
Yes.
So I agree.
And so one of the most athletic in the secondary. So I'm very, that was a great pick there. All right. So we got round 5, number 159. It's Hunter Norzad.
This one confused me a little bit until I saw some of his. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, I get it. He is a center from Penn State. He's 6'3", 317. And this pick that we had here was actually from last year. We got from Dallas.
Yep.
A trade that we did with Dallas. We got this pick for this year. So this is where this pick came from. He was position ranked number 6, overall 130. So again, we got him a lot later. So this is funny. So because of where he plays, he plays around a lot, and we're going to get to some of that in his stats. But this is our Nick Allegretti replacement.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a little bit of everywhere. He can play some tackle, some guard, some center, and I get it. You hear center, and then your mind thinks, well, isn't Crean Humphrey contract coming up? After this year, what are we doing here? I don't know.
Well, it's one of those things where center can play guard, but guard isn't necessarily able to play center.
Right.
Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
he's a little bit of everywhere. We got contracts coming up. So I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Our Joe Tooney replacement.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He's best at combo blocking and second level. He has
7 levels here on the defense.
I don't look at that. He has length and quickness and size to develop as an interior pass blocker. Just with some of his stats for last year.
Yeah, so this is my favorite. So I'll just go straight from 785 snaps to 0 sacks allowed.
Right.
I don't care about anything else. You hurry, you touch the quarterback. Who cares? Ball's already gone, baby.
Right. We got to protect our quarterback.
Yeah, got to protect the quarterback. That's a fantastic stat. So he did allow 5 hits, 11 hurries, but Patrick Mahomes is probably turning those 5 hits into penalities, so
sure.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Best flopper in the game, baby.
Where were some of his snaps by alignment?
Oh yeah, so
most of it was
all at center last season. So before last season, so in 2022, he did 535 snaps at left guard. Huh? Who's our left guard right now? Oh, that's Joe Tooney.
Yeah.
Oh, and next year is his last year on contract? No, 2 years, right?
Yeah, he has
2
this year
years
and next year.
So, oh man, I guess when he's done, he can go ahead and take that. Or what happened in 2021? Mr. Hunter Norzad played only at tackle. He had 458 snaps at right tackle, 170 snaps at left tackle. You mean he is versatile?
Right.
He is Nick Allegretti.
Yes.
Oh man, that's crazy.
He is the Nick Allegretti coming back to us.
I'm very animated this morning.
Yeah, that's all right. So I got him graded as a B plus, B plus.
Oh, that's a great pick.
Because again, he was overall 130th in his position, and he can play a little bit of everywhere, which we know we got some contract stuff coming up. So I love that. And then our next pick in round 6, number 211, we got Kamal Hayden. Kamal Hayden. He's a cornerback from Tennessee, 6'1", 196. His position
is
rank.
It Hayden or Haddon?
I've heard Haddon. It can be Hayden. Whatever you want it to be, that's what it is.
It's what you want, Dad. No.
So he's position ranked 24th, overall 177. He can read receivers, QBs, and breaks on the ball and off coverage. He can disrupt wide receivers in press coverage. He does have smaller hands, but he can pluck the ball out of the air.
Yep.
Some of the little downside is his lack of desired speed and durability. He did have a shoulder injury, and he had surgery on it, but he said he's 100% and he's ready to play. So, Jess, what were some of his stats?
Okay, so he played 7. He only played 7 games last season, for 311 snaps. He allowed 12 receptions on 33 targets, for 96 yards. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So so the passer rating that he allowed for opposing quarterbacks was 7.
That's crazy.
7. He did have 3 interceptions as well. So, this guy. I'm sorry. I'm just stuck. 7 passer rating.
I mean, just look. His overall grade
That's
was at 85.7, and only played 7 games.
Right.
Only played 7 games. His draft stock would have been higher,
way higher,
if it wasn't for the shoulder injury.
Yep.
So, again, I like that. I graded him at a B plus. Graded him a B plus.
Yep.
Again, we got him later. I like his size. We got some replacements in the secondary. And his the pass rating 7.
I don't know how to react.
Yeah, the kids.
What do I do with my hands?
I know. Hey, watch out for this kid. He can be a lockdown. I don't know. You you got McDuffie, you got Williams, and then you got this kid coming up.
Right.
Watch out for him. So I'm excited for that. So I got him at a B plus.
Yep. I would agree. I might push it to A, man. I might push it to A. That's a great pick.
Yep. And then our last pick of the draft was in round 7, number 248. We got C.J. Hansen, offensive guard from Holy Cross. He's 6'5", 300 pounds. His position rank was 25th, overall 335. He started 38 games. He is on the lighter side, but he is quick with good range.
Mm-hmm.
He's a technician who blocks to the whistle. So the guy, will fight till the whistle blows. He's quick. What do we got? What was his stats for?
On the page I have pulled up, there's not anything here.
Wow.
So he was so good.
He was so good they
stats.
couldn't keep stats.
Here we go. This is NFL.
So I don't see. Let me see if I can figure out some of his
athletic,
stuff.
He had an athletic score of 74.
So he was overall ranked like 358. You said, right?
Yep.
So they might not have gone down that far for stats.
Well, and it says his 2024 combine O-line rank was 3rd. So he got, I'd say, some of his stats and breakdown there for the combine. So we'll just say it was really well.
Yeah. So let's see, he ranked 10th nationally in rushing offense. Let's see, 3rd was at 264.2 yards a game. Total 4th, 466. So that's just the offense he was a part of, with 36.9 points per game. So
basically we're looking at hopefully we got a steal here, and
right.
we added some depth with the guy, and sorry we can't provide full stats of last year.
Right.
But I got him as a pick. I got him as a grade of B minus. I got him at a B minus. And so again, it helps kind of bolster our offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. So overall draft grade, I gave us an A grade. Okay,
Yep.
I gave us an A grade. Listen to this: Mel Kiper gave the Chiefs an overall grade of a B plus. We were actually tied for fifth best draft out of all the teams.
Yeah.
So it was tied for fifth at a B plus. And I think Mel Kiper only gave, I think it was like 4 or 5 A pluses. So I mean, I know we're like, oh, Mel Kiper, right? So,
You said it, not me.
Yeah, he's all out there for the mock drafts and everything.
Crazy Mel.
But he gave us a B plus, and I think I think the team drafted well.
Yeah, I would
drafted
agree.
really well.
I would agree. Yeah, overall A would. We picked up a lot of guys in later rounds that we didn't think we had a chance at. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. We definitely focused on our defensive backs and our offensive line.
Yep.
So I'm cool with that.
Yep.
I was
And we got our
thinking
receiver.
maybe we go like a linebacker somewhere, but
Yeah.
that's something we can definitely pick up.
I mean, I thought defensive line as well. But
Yeah,
we didn't.
Nope.
So
We've got apparently a lot of promise
Yeah.
that the Chiefs see in the
Mhm.
players we have. So
yep.
maybe they're eyeballing somebody that we sign right before the season
Yeah.
starts. So
Yeah, we'll see. So we're just going to hit on a few of the signed UFDAs
yeah.
that we picked up. So we got Carson Steele,
Mm-hmm.
who's a running back / fullback out of UCLA. The guy is a bowling ball. He's strong.
Mm-hmm.
He's a monster of a guy. His RAS overall score was 7.59, which highlights from his height and weight, and his bench press, which his bench press was 28. So the guy is strong. So that's pretty good there. So hey, we'll see what happens when we and see what he can do. Maybe fullback. I mean, the guy can be used. So another guy, another running back on the running back side, Imani Bailey, a running back out of TCU.
Yep.
Now his RAS score was pretty low at 2.74. His 40-year dash was only a 4.8. So, not much hype there, but he is a little bigger guy. In 2023, he had an honorable mention of All Big Ten Conference. He played in 13 games. Actually, I think it's one guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he played 12 games.
12 games.
Had 1,209 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. So, all right, and then he did have 184 receiving yards with a touchdown there as well.
Okay. Yep, good stats on him. And then we have Curtis Jacobs, linebacker from Penn State. Again, we talked about, hey, you said,
Yep.
oh, I thought we'd go linebacker.
Yep.
Well, we got this guy, Curtis Jacob, which his RAS score was at 8.47. 8.47. And sorry, this was the guy.
Yeah.
He was all number mentioned, all
Yeah.
Big Ten Conference. He played in 13 games, 50 tackles, 9 tackles for loss with 2.5 sacks.
Yep.
So that is Curtis Jacobs. So again, we kind of helped some linebacker depth there. And then another, we said, oh, we thought go defensive line. Well, we got a guy here.
We got to hear it.
Fabian Lovett Sr., defensive tackle out of Florida State. His RAS score was 6.97. His bench was 28. He has decent height and weight. He had a 40-year dash of 5 seconds there.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, we got a D tackle there, and he has some decent size to him. He has some decent size. So, and then we also got another receiver, Reggie Brown, from James Madison Dukes. He had 53 receptions, 1,054 yards, 9 touchdowns, and look at his average, 19.9 average in yards there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's a standout receiver. And so, I mean, hey, adding to it, helping people compete, we're fine with that. He had 4 100-yard games, and he had a breakout season last year. So I think we, again, we helped build some depth there,
Yep.
and some guys that come out. And I know we have a lot of receivers rostered, but hey, we got guys that need special teams and different things, and some guys may not make the team. Obviously, we
Yep.
know that. So I think overall with the UFDAs and just our draft picks, I think we covered a lot of ground with our needs.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually pretty stoked about Curtis Jacobs and Fabian Lovett. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens there. Don't get me wrong, Carson Steele, Amani Bailey, and Reggie Brown. You guys can do great things with. You just got to fight for it.
Yeah.
You definitely have to fight for it. We definitely need another back to step up to add that third running back to the depth chart. So it's open. Fight hard. You might get there. You might be a part of the rotation week 1.
Yeah, I think
So-
these guys are going to come in and fight hard because of the simple fact of,
Mhm.
the big looming, can the Chiefs three-peat?
Yep.
And so I think guys are going to come in and like, I want to play hard. I want to play for
Mhm.
this team. I want to help elevate, find my spot, whatever.
Yep.
So
Well,
I'm excited.
And undrafted free agents already kind of have that mindset, right? They've got to
yeah.
fight their
Like,
way onto
the
the
underdogs.
team.
The underdogs.
Underdogs, which again, Chiefs are underdogs. How? Who knows?
but I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. Give us bulletin board material, man.
Yep. So to close this out, you started to mention it earlier, but the big guy, the big Yeti, Travis Kelce, he signs a replacement deal for the last 2 years of his contract
Yep.
with the Chiefs. So in his last 2 years, I know there was a lot of restructure, which was the wording, but it was a replacement
Yep.
basically for the last 2 years, which so it's to replace it is 2 years, $34.25 million,
Yep.
$17 million guaranteed.
This year
This-
at signing.
Yep.
Like, so when he signed, he got $17 million.
Yep, and it brought him to the highest paid tight end.
Yep.
Man, we have on the highest paid tight end, D tackle, a little bit. Everybody's getting paid a little
Yep.
bit, but hey, that's okay. I'm glad that we're investing in players, and it's good to see that for our city, for our
sure.
team, for the organization. So that's huge. He
Right.
was set to earn 30.25 million, and now that bump up to 34.25.
Yep.
So it's great to see that, and he's pretty excited and happy about that. So it's kind of cool to see him get some money for just what he brings to the team. And again, a little incentive there with
Right.
some money, highest paid tight end,
Yep.
a little incentive to say, hey, come in for this year as we're
Right.
heading to this 3-peat and play hard
For sure.
and set an example for some of these guys we've brought in, and let's do the thing.
Yeah, let's do it. And Jared Wiley, this is your time to learn from the best that's done it, in my opinion.
Right.
So
Who better, right?
Who better to learn from? And we have high stock on you because we took you in the 4th round. So yeah, man,
He was our guy.
he was our guy. So I'm really stoked for the season. Coming up, we'll probably go through a few other expectations coming up to OTAs. I don't know exactly when OTAs start. I know Travis Kelce and the boys were back on the field this past week.
Yep.
Getting some reps in, or just this week, I guess. So yeah, we're pretty excited over here. Got anything else before we let the people go?
No, I think that's it.
Cool.
We thank you, for hearing the draft recap. For those that have looked in live, if you haven't, if you want to check it out, pretty long, but again, it's live of the first round.
Right.
So
We do have
it's fun.
markers to show where the draft picks come in, and you can see our live reactions to the. So the way we marked it up was we marked it when the draft pick was put in, as opposed to when the pick or when their timer started for that pick. So you can just click around to those spots to see our immediate reaction to it. But yeah, Josiah, thanks for all the input you gave today.
I mean, it looks
We
like
really appreciate it.
Yep, he got us the information again on the OTAs, and it looks like late May to early June,
Okay.
roughly around there is when OTA is going to hit.
Yep.
So man, let's get after it.
Yep, spring league meetings are happening. But yeah, so we're excited for the season. We hope you all are too. Make sure you're leaving comments, you're liking if you like what we're doing, disliking if you don't. That gives us a little bit of feedback, so we know maybe we want to change things up, or we like what we're doing, and even if you dislike it, sorry, the content's not the best for you.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Still, share it around with your friends. Let people know what we're doing. And thanks for coming along with the ride. And I guess until next time, guys, Thy Kingdom Come.